could probably summarize the challenges in every market, no matter what you sell, no matter what product, no matter what service, no matter what geography, is the challenge of breaking through. I think most people have difficulty figuring out how to speak to the people they need to speak to get the people that they want to respond. Should you be louder? Should you be more clever? Should you be more persistent? Do you need someone to give you a way in? That's the fundamental challenge that every business, I think, is challenged with. And it's a good challenge because it's a challenge that requires you to be creative every day. It requires you to think through the processes that you are using. It requires that you reinvent yourself. It just requires you to be absolutely diligent, and that's what business is all about. I used to think long ago that there was one way I was looking for, that I was looking for one particular technique, one particular advertisement, one particular sales letter, one particular slogan. And I think I realized in time that it isn't one thing, it's many things. It's like going into a supermarket. You can't come up with one particular offer that's going to last for years and years and years and years. It's going to last that weekend. It's going to last a week. It's going to last for a limited period of time. And then you have something new to offer. And that's one of the answers here in terms of breaking through. It's variety. It's figuring out how to deliver variety to your prospects so that they are seeing your offering from many different angles. They're seeing you from many different angles. They're seeing the possibilities from many different angles. You see, the first thing you have to remember is they're not listening. They're really not paying attention because there are so many offers today that are coming in so many ways. They're coming in via phone, they're coming in via mail, they're coming in, the doorbell's ringing and someone's delivering a package. It's an offer. You're driving by, you're seeing billboards, there's commercials on television, they're on the radio, they're everywhere. There's an offer everywhere. And so people become immune to offers, which is why we don't always know what's going to work and we have to test things. So breaking through is about testing. It's about being persistent. It's about being creative, and it's about using variety to do that. That's really the name of the game. And a lot of businesses suffer because they're not up to that challenge. They get disappointed because they try something that they were certain was going to work and it doesn't work. I can remember that when I first started playing around with business, I was very young, and we used to do what we called back then mail order or direct mail, and I would buy lists, and I would give seminars on the weekend, and I would offer all kinds. Actually, this was before that. I would offer all kinds of products in the mail, and I would be at home, and I would literally stuff thousands of envelopes over the weekend. 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 envelopes over the weekend. And then at the end of the weekend, I would drive to the post office. We have a post office in New York that's open, it might have been open 24 hours, but it was open certainly very late into the night. And you would drive right into their bay, and they would weigh the satchels, and you'd get all this mail out. And my expectation was that with these thousands of things that I would send out, that we would get a tremendous response. And what you would typically get was a tiny response. And when I would talk to other people who were involved in direct mail and sales letters and all these things, and I would tell them my response, they would say, "My God, that's great, that's fabulous. You got 1%, you got 2%, that's wonderful, that's fabulous." And I'd be disappointed because I would be spending the whole weekend stuffing these things and thinking I was going to get this tremendous response. And then I realized that if I added a phone call to the process, that the response would go up a little bit. If I asked someone to make phone calls on my behalf, I hired a salesperson at one point, and they would get on the phone and they would call people they knew, and so collectively the response rate would go up, but it came from a variety of things. Some of it would come from the mailing, some of it would come from phone calls, some of it would come from the salesperson who was knocking on doors, in their network. Some of it would come from referrals. And so it's a variety. It's a variety of things that you have to play around with. And that's the only way you break through today. You have to be someone who is always tinkering with new ideas on how to cut through. I've had some very interesting opportunities that have surfaced by just realizing that, I should mention this to this person. I should mention this to this person. And sometimes I've been surprised at the kind of people who have responded. So if you want to know how to break through and you're struggling with people who might not be responding to your overtures, and you're trying to figure out, what do I have to do to have some impact? What do I have to do? The good news is that you're probably doing the right thing. The bad news is that you're not doing enough of it. What you have to do is do more of what you're doing and add more to the process. And when you do that, what you're going to see is all of these things are going to matter. They're all going to matter. And as we say in marketing, consider them all a test. Consider everything you do a test. You're going to get a great response in some cases. In some cases, you're going to get no response. And what you're going to learn from that process, well, that didn't work. And then sometimes you're going to do something and it's going to have a response that is going to shock you. So that's how you break through. You break through by trying many things, doing many things, being persistent with many things, and constant creativity. One of my clients, I looked at what she was doing online and said, "Oh my goodness, look at what's happening. You're doing some great things." And she said, "Andre, I am trying." And that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be trying every day. That's how you break through. You try every day with something new, and you try every day with something old. And ultimately you break through, you figure it out, you get a system, and you start doing more of the same. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Share this with someone who will appreciate it. There are a lot of people out there who need these tips. I want to make sure they get them. And please make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I have so much more to share with you, and I want you on board. I'll see you next time.